Literature Club Plus. Going in this blind. It was literally released, I don't know, a couple hours ago. Been kind of excited for this game. All the characters in the game are over the age of 18. I love how they had to clarify that. They had to clarify that. They had to clarify that, didn't they? Bro, alright, we're all over the age of 18. Man, you've opened up some doors to some disturbing stuff. Hentai mainly, but we're not going to talk about that. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Yeah, if you're a child, have depression, or any of that, I advise you not to watch me play this. Because you won't have fun. Let's just put it that way. I mean, it's a good game though. It's just really crazy. Alright. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a positive experience playing this game. Right there, they even say it themselves. Would you like to review detailed content warnings, which contain spoilers? Alternatively, in-game content warnings can be enabled in the settings menu at any time. I'm assuming the right one's no. Alright. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree you have noted the game's age rating in your region, and you consent to your exposure to highly disturbing content. I 100% agree. This is not good. This game is not suitable for children. Bro, they said that 5 times. 5 times or more. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to lower the volume just a little bit so you can hear me better, but I still want it playing in the background. Alright, man. So we don't have the plus. I'm surprised. It just looks like the normal Doki Doki. What's gonna happen, man? What should our name be? You know, I'm just gonna ask some random kid on Discord real fast. You know, I want something really easy to say, but yet dumb. I'm gonna call myself Carl. No offense if your name's Carl, but that's just yeah, Carl. Not my name. Please enter your name. Okay, I'm Carl. So it's starting out normally how it would. Sarah is like running up to you. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. You haven't noticed. I think this is about the same thing. I just think there's just extra stories. But I'm not going to spoil if you haven't seen it, because I'm showing like the first one. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I must feel better off running away. Bro, it's so rude. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sari catch up to me. Alright. Haha. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Maybe I was. That's mean, Carl. Well, people stare at you for acting. I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. What's the logic in this game? Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Yeah. I totally wasn't being mean. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making the commute. And by the way, Carl, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? No one said I was signing up for a club, Doc. I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I was dismissively going along with whatever she's going on about. Bro, I don't know how she means my character is not mean. I could see it. Likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on average while spending my free time on games and anime. Of course, pal. Welcome to the majority of Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? You know, your happiness is really important too, Sayori. By the end of this act, you won't be so well, let's put it that. I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. I don't know what a NEET is. What the hell is that? You trust me, right? Nope. Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. Oh, as I'm saying, bro, this kid says the most rude things in his mind. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Yeah, pal, she won't be exaggerating for too long. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. Of course it is. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello! Perfect timing. She walks right in the classroom. Perfectly. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. Of course. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. That's awkward. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. Yeah, I know. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. What the fuck is your club gonna be? Oh yeah, literature club. Yeah, Sayori? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Nini. She's dog. Sayori's the vice president of the literature club. Yep. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm not even sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. I mean, that's not a bad thing though. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. Bro, promises can't keep, dog. Come on. And Nasuki made cupcakes and everything. Of course she did. Why wouldn't she? Don't make promises you can't keep. But as this kid said, don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. Bro, just join her club, dog. I let out a long sigh as Monika stabs the back of my head. Okay. Off story a little bit. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. So, I don't know, at the first, like, without the plus, I remember Matt Pat was talking about theories of this game that Yuri is the actual bad person. I wonder if that's true. So I might take the Yuri route at first because I want to see. And Yuri's also an interesting character, as it is. She's kind of weird. Yeah. And there was something about Monika, like about putting in something to go back before every character died, and like warn them. Can you warn the characters that they're gonna die in this? I don't know. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. You know, one of these, like, this line right here, just in particular in this game, like, just makes it weird. Like, it's so weird. Like, I mean, metaphorically, yeah, it does work, but it just puts a hint of foreshadowing in there. I dejectedly follow Sayuri across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayuri, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Here's Yuri. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. I'm gonna do her voice a little bit. Sayuri always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Alright, I think I got their voices down. Didn't even change my voice that much. Way to kill the atmosphere. Carl, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Cause why wouldn't I not be thinking of that? Like, you know, you got green-eyed Monika that's gonna kill Yuri, and Sayori, and you got Suki. Yeah, of course I'd be thinking that. Only if my dude knew. It just feels like Monika's staring straight in your soul. I don't like that about her. She's the only character that kind of like stands directly straight at you, and it's so weird. Girls, what are you looking at? I don't know. What am I looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Nasuki. The girl with sour attitude, whose name is apparently Nasuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. So nice, Sayori. So nice. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, and with the other girls. Oh, okay. Anyway, this is Nasuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. She's pretty smart. Don't say things like that. Yuri, okay, I'm gonna save the game. Alright, I don't know how to save the game. Oh, I can take the thing off. That's kind of cool. Oh, there we are. You gotta hit the options button on PlayStation. Alright, I need to make a save. Alright, oh well, it's nice to meet both of you. Alright. It sounds like you already knew Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Carl. Wait, is that different? Hold up. Is that different from the first game? I might have to go back and look at that. That might be different in the first game. It's great to see you again, Carl. Monika smiles sweetly. Oh, this game's already fucking weird. I don't think that was in the first game. Something already tells me Monika's already knows that, like, that's creepy. We do know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. We know each other well. We rarely talk, but I think this is different. Okay, that's making me excited. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, and athletic. That has to be different from the first game. Basically completely out of my league. I would run it on the original game on the computer, but it would take me a minute to get to that point, at least, and I don't really want to do that. I would go back and check it later. If I make another episode on it, I'll check on that and see if it's the same. And if it's not, that just makes this game so much more creepy. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Carl. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. They perform a satanic circle and start sacrificing the pigs. This game would take that type of approach, especially with Yuri. The girl. As I already mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Do I get a pick? Nasuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Nasuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Fuck you, I thought this is where they would, like, have it differently, you know? Alright, Nasuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Nasuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Monika gives me the creeps. Like, the first game she does, but, like, that lining has to be... That lining that I read has to be different from earlier. She said we know each other very well. What does she mean by that? Like, does it mean I was stuck in the room with her in the first game? Or, like, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna do that this game? Or is something different gonna happen? That kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. Okay. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. I had no idea you were so good, Suki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sora grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious. Sora talks with a mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Of course she has. I don't know if I should pick Yuri's story or should I pick Monika's. I feel like she's self-aware of the last game, so it's kind of creepy. I never the last game, when you're in the room with her, she tells you to download her on a flash drive. I wonder, like, the one that's like little USB drives. I wonder if like if that would like affect the game if I did that. Like, would it? I honestly don't know. Dude, she's so creepy. She like stares down into your soul. So he talks with her mouth full and was already managed. Yeah, okay. Alright, I bet. I turned the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Nasuki is quiet. Of course she is. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Checking you out, dog. She checking you out. She seemed to have man titties, dog. She all for it, man. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? Clearly, dog. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. Probably, dog. She probably made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Nasuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Say what he said. Well, maybe. But not for you, you know, you dummy. Alright, alright. I could put Nasuki's weird logic and dismiss the whole conversation. I would have kept that conversation going on. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Do you keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Ah, I guess. Bro, I like sweet tea, but it has to be cold. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. She did say that in the first game, didn't she, though? Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. What's her response? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. Bro, she's fucking aware. She has to be. There's no way. I don't think this was in the other game either. Why is she raising her eyebrow and smiling at me? That's so weird. Bro, she has to know something's up. Monika. So what made you consider the literature club? You already know. Okay? You already know I got dragged into this. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. I can understand that. People are fucking annoying with their politics. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. She likes literature, right? And it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. But I'm surprised that aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like the literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. Yeah, Monika, you're a very interesting person. Don't worry about that. You don't worry about that. The game itself, like it, bro. It's like when I first look at this game, it was made in I don't know when it was, maybe 2017, 16, something like that. When I first saw it, I think I watched like 10 minutes or so of it. I didn't like it. No, nothing interesting happening. But like recently, I watched the whole game and I'm like, bro, I missed out big time. Like, it's a whole different game if you really pay attention. Hold up, did I give you a text on Discord? I'd be checking that at times. Alright, what makes school events like again? I'm confident that we can really grow this club before you graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Carl, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, I don't really like reading about human sacrifice like you do, Yuri, but come on, give me your best shot. Well, considering how little these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga! I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Mitsuki's head suddenly perks up, cause that's totally not sus. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. She should have said something. Not much of a reader, I guess. That's an insult, okay, Yuri? Well, that can change. What are you saying? What am I saying? I'm like, what is she saying, though? Like, both are good questions. I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing. And tell me a good story is such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. You didn't have to say that, Yuri. That could be taken wrongly. I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Like this game! Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? I know, this is foreshadowing, like, had to be, like, 100%. I thought this was foreshadowing when I was playing the first game. Like, I'm like, you know, that's kind of sus. Like, they're talking about their own game. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Of course you have, because why wouldn't you? I read a horror book once. Bro, my character's cringe. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. Well, I mean, she kinda is, though, dog. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. As someone as gentle as you. Is she gentle, dog? I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very susceptible to changing the way you look at the world. If only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Well, Mitsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Mitsuki? Monika, please, like, raise your eyebrow at me one more time. I want you to do some more, like, interesting things. I know that wasn't flirting. I feel like she's aware of what the fuck's going on. That's the part. If she wasn't flirting, I swear that those lines were different. They had to have been. Like, I don't think in the first game she raises her eyebrow at you. Like, she might smile. What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. So most of this is kind of like the same first game, but I guess I could get a little bit of recap on it. It looked like you were working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud," and give that back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you want. Of course, like, Sayori's always a nice person. I kind of like how Sayori is the only one that has her her suit jacket open. She really is the only person that has her suit jacket open. I kind of like that about her though. It just feels like less proper and more. The thing you do is just as cute as you want. Sayori slides up behind Nasuki, puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Nasuki, you write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Nasuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Nasuki feels. Showing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Like this game? Do you have writing experiences too, Iori? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Nasuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Alright, hold up. Look at Discord real fast. Yeah, this game is interesting. I'm glad it came out today. So we're gonna get a weird Monika, it looks like, soon. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Nasuki looked Yuri quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. And that way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Carl? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Even her gestures are off. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Someone may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I'll lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes, besides Monika. Because she knows what's going to happen. She knows I'm, like, automatically. What if you could say no to this? Imagine if you could say no. Imagine the whole game just ends. Like, oh, you can't even... But, I'm sorry, I thought... Carl, you all... I'm defenseless against these girls. Of course you are, pal. Am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Of course, bro. That's what you're thinking, right? Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my. Yes, I'm so happy. Her arms around me, jumping up and down. Aww. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks I guess. Okay everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember today's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Carl, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Oh, that's in the first game. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my meaty core writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Nasuki clean up their food. Hey Carl, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Aww. That's right, Sarah and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! The two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Nasuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Yeah. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. So, is Monika gonna be in the... She's not? Monika's not in here? What? That's kind of strange. So, if I remember, Yuri's like big words. I want to pick her. Yeah. Shoot me, massacre. Suicide would either be Sayori or Yuri. I don't want to try that. Judgment? Okay, good. Extreme? Alright. Disoriented. Alright, good. Intellectual? Yeah, Yuri's words are so much like, I guess easier because they're big words, you know? Stuff I wouldn't fucking use. Meager. Vibrant, sensation, melancholy, destiny, sadness, Doki Doki, entropy, embrace, explode, hopeless. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, Sayori's all her stuff is depressing. If you haven't realized, I haven't really been picking her, but like. Her would probably be, which one? Hopeless would clearly be hers. I guarantee Tears would be her. Yep. I just picked it to show you guys. If I remember, if you save the game here, you get a secret with your, Sayori. So, there's like a secret area in the game that I already know. I got a trophy. Raindrops, blanket. Her would probably be raindrops. Memory, electricity, and eternity. Existence? Whirlwind. Ambient. Alright, we got her, mostly. We should get a secret area, though, with Sayori, right? Hi again, Carl! Yeah, already off the bat with weird Monika. How's this gonna go? Like, is she aware that I did this as well? Like, is she? That's my question. Is she aware that I did this? Glad to see you didn't run away on us. You should have while you had the chains, Carl. Nah, don't worry. This might be for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Carl. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any pubs this year. Sayori, why are you ratting us out? And last year, too. I don't know if you plan on to just come here and hang out or what. Someone will be hanging. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Masuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Monika's savage sometimes, gonna be honest. Suki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Suki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Carl always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. Man, you can't be that mean, bro. Like, there's a certain point, like, yeah, because your room's messy, bro. Like, I mean, I guess you're joking, though. I would say something like that in real life, I guess. And you almost set your house on fire. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I'm jealous. Of course you would be. How come you and Carl can become good friends too? Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What did I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Aww. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches in her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention. You don't usually read. As we could, you know, if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? Brought you a book, dog. I don't know how that's cute, but okay. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I'll definitely throw it in the burn pile next to all your sacrificial stuff. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Please tell me it's not the Portrait of Markov, or whatever that book's called. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing you. Oh, I didn't get that. Now that everyone's settling, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book that she lent me to me. Or that, she seemed to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She takes another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have... If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed. And actually, and done my audio. But I'm just rereading this a little bit, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just... Come, you have 2 copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Okay, so this is the book that she did give us. Okay. There's an ominous looking eye symbol in the front cover. Illuminati confirmed. There was the other day I was looking around. Apparently there's a whole ass conspiracy theory on how Eminem died in like 2006, and like he's a clone now. People actually believe it. It's kind of sad. Like, it's kind of sad. His childhood did change, but like it's dumb that people make this stuff up about him. But off the Illuminati crap. Well, the game still has Illuminati in it. All right. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost young sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Carl? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive to be outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I've never kind of put 2 and 2 together, but like, is this talking about how I interfered with Monika's plans? Like how I deleted her? I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. I don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess that's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something wrong, strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Least I could do is listen. It's a literature club after all. True. You got a point, bro. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it right now. You don't have to. What are you? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri. Aww. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright? Open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. Is Yuri taller than my character? Like, I wonder. Yuri's tall. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. That's funny. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you look rude. You really apologize a lot, don't you? You don't have to say that. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to apologize. I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Oh, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Aww. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I glance over Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Aw, yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. I thumb gently, letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I could see anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Carl, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing. That you think that. Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't really know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Monika cuts in perfectly. Thank you, Monika. You saved me. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing the thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read it with you tomorrow. Okay, I think that's what it said. I'll be more fun to read it with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and then slip it back into my bag. By the way, do you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Suri and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Suri is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika writes hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Masuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into the... Keep on plugging the thing, sorry. Comply as well, reaching into... I do the same myself. Pulling out a gun, shooting up the classroom. No. Mislip, sorry. Who should I show my poem to first? And plus, I was joking, guys. Does it? I want to know. Monika's fascinating me. Yuri. Nobody's acting weird besides Monika. I just start with Monika. Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem. I want to know. I'm putting in effort. Alright. Hi, Carl. Having a good time so far? Oh, yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring these things up, okay? I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Carl. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? It's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past it. Yeah, that's true. I had Monika my poem. Good job, Carl. I was going, ooh, in my head while writing it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in... That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing is full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sable, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Did she say that in the first game? I don't know if she does. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of you just by feel. Letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It could take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find a style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles. Well, I always hope